Welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to Singularity University's Global Summit. My name is Will Wiseman. I have the great privilege of being your host for the next 3 days. So it's really going to be an extraordinary gathering. We're so thrilled to have you here.
On behalf of the faculty and staff at Singularity University, welcome to the Global Summit. Quick show of hands, how many people traveled from outside the country to arrive here? Yeah, look around if you didn't get a quick glimpse of that. We have almost 1,600 people from more than 64 countries represented in the room today. Yeah, absolutely. And that means we have entrepreneurial leaders, government leaders, we have corporate execs, thought leaders from academics, investors, finance leaders. I will also suggest that this may very well be the most diverse group meeting today on the planet. I think you could almost say that. So what comes out of that is going to be a very interesting question. Since you all traveled from abroad, many of you traveled from abroad, I want to really thank you. Considering the news that we've had over the last week, you know, coming to California isn't like it used to be, right? I mean, even, especially with the news this morning. Did you guys see the announcements this morning and how the UN responded? No. There was nothing that I know of, but the fact that all of us are in this very heightened state of anxiety about what might be released at any moment is really alarming. And so I just want to acknowledge that that was probably some of your thinking as you were coming to attend this event. This is a reality that we live in today that doesn't feel great to us either, right? Many of you probably thought, what is going on in the US right now? Are those people crazy? And we kind of think the same thing right now, right? So you're not alone. It's a really interesting time for us. I also think it's a very opportune time, but we need to manage it. So the first thing I just want to mention is the news right now is wacky, right? I personally listen to Peter Diamandis. He has a great suggestion, which is to never look at the news. Because if you just open it up today, you will be depressed and debilitated. How do you function when this is on your mind? It's a big problem. And we should really acknowledge that and the impact it has on us personally every single day. I do not look at the news during the week unless somebody tells me I need to.
Killer robots isn't happening, at least not for a long time, but killer people might well.
Atomic weapons in the hands of two current world leaders that are duking it out in words.
I mean, let me be really provocative. If you look at what's happening in the world today, you could argue that we have failed. If we had really educated the world's leadership, then you should not see Brexit, you should not see the presidential races the way they're being run. And so we're moving too slowly, right? It's great that we have 20,000 alumni, but we should have 200,000, 2 million out there. And so we need to really get our act together. And I think we're starting to get there. I think AI gets us to abundance very, very fast. And I think that's, for me, the most exciting and optimistic side of things. We have two futures in our world today, either a Mad Max future, which you can see playing out in Gaza or Ukraine, or a Star Trek future, where we have abundance and we're operating on a much more highly conscious basis, et cetera. And so which future do we pick as a human species is the choice that's in front of us right now.
Okay, so you believe that there's a branching path before us, and we get to choose which path we go down.
I actually am hugely optimistic about the future. So just that's a really important framing point. But there's no question, in civilization at least, this is the biggest inflection point that we've ever seen. And I think the next 30 years defines the next 300 years. And you give every child 3 or 4 links: a doctor, a lawyer, a software programmer, and a general AI helper. Okay. Now, if you give every kid in Africa a link with a doctor, and there's a medical problem at home, they will just start using it and transforming their healthcare locally for free. And this will completely change the world. Getting there from the existing system is impossible. So you need technology to help you bridge that gap between A and B, and you need it to be permissionless. So one of the most exciting vectors of human development that I'm seeing today is something I call PDI, permissionless disruptive innovation. Okay? If you wanted to do disruptive innovation throughout history, you had to get a sponsor, an investor, a government to bless you. Somebody had to give you permission to go do that, or give you the resources to go do that. Look at Ethereum. Vitalik Buterin, middle-class kid out of Toronto, gets together with 8 friends, boom, they go create Ethereum for no money, with no cash, no resources, and boom, it's now a $400 billion ecosystem, right? The decentralized world is so important. We need to decentralize innovation as fast as possible, and that vector might pull us out as faster than the Mad Max vector. So that's my hope.
Okay, it might pull us faster than the Mad Max vector. Okay, so that's
Well, it might get us to a secure place faster than Mad Max will destroy us.
Got it.
So, as we've heard over these last 3 days from people like Jeremy Howard and Vivian Ming, from Ramez Nam, Ray Kurzweil, Mary Lou Jepsen, Roelof Botha, this next transition that's happening is happening much, much more quickly. Right? It's going to be bigger and it's going to be much more significant. And I think by far, this is going to be the most radical thing humanity has ever been through. The author and eco-philosopher Joanna Macy coined the term the Great Turning. She called this the next revolution of life-sustaining society. She called it that because she thought this signified a time when we can meet our needs and we can do it in a way that doesn't destroy the world. They require change, and sometimes radical change, but I think if we've heard anything over these last few days, we know radical change is coming. So let's work hard to shape this new reality. We can't stand still. Obviously, the status quo is not going to work. It's too important. So it's my hope that the people in this room and the people listening to this live stream are the ones who are going to help create this new story and help bring this new vision into reality. So I think in so many ways, the stage has been set for us. And as this world embarks on this period of reinvention, again, I think it's up to us to shape this potential into the kinetic. And it's up to us to act in order to create this better future for everyone. So people who have a vision and have a set of ideals can truly transform the world. Every single step of progress that we've made has been based on people coming together and ideas moving like electricity through them, and then thoughts turning into action. That's what changes the world. And I really hope that some of what's transpired here over the last few days leads us all to do our part to really help us move the world forward, to create a better, a brighter, and more equitable future for everyone. And as Mahatma Gandhi said, the future depends on what you do today. So let's get out there and make some amazing things happen. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of our Global Summit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.